Hello everyone, my name is Jaybird and welcome back to Lake of Voices. Heard I have finals tomorrow. I'm not ready. Anyways, I can still see him limping. I cannot deny that is worrying. He's already taken half the medicine. Would taking enough to properly walk be so much of a risk? I begin to follow after the guide, and the two with me follow behind, making sure to stay within the safe harbor of my light, not of my sight. My sight isn't safe at all. Once I'm near him, I notice that he isn't becoming more stable in gait. I ponder over whether I should mention my thoughts to him or not. Say nothing? I bite my tongue and let the thought go. Now is not the time to be making even more of a fuss. The guide knows how to manage these types of situations. Creating another discussion will waste more of our time and accomplish nothing. It's already been settled and I need to keep it that way. Okay. Our group moves at a much brisker pace than the previous night. After the exchange that just took place, the mood has sunk low into a murky pool, like the water. Not a word is exchanged between us. The only sounds that accompany us are the whispers of the demons in the lake and the pounding of our feet hitting the wood. After some time, we encounter a strange bridge. The oddity is noticeable immediately. The boards bend inward and become far narrower than the other bridges we've come across. Oh yeah. The guide marches forward with no hesitation, while the rest of us awkwardly halt in front of the unknown path. He calmly walks in the center of the boards. Halfway there, he begins to wobble. I suck in a breath as I can only watch. To my relief, the guide is able to steady himself and make it all the way across without another hitch. Now it is our turn, and with only a single lantern shade between us, we have to be mindful of how to cross without leaving anyone in darkness.
I will stay in the middle. One of you will lead while the other goes behind.
I ponder over what positions to take. The person in front could potentially stall the others or bump into us, so it seems important to send someone capable of crossing without stopping. Yet it may also be better to send someone who could possibly be left behind first to ensure that doesn't happen. I look over to my two companions, who also seem pensive over this decision. None of us want to make the wrong choice. I hope dearly to myself that we're exaggerating how dangerous crossing this thin bridge will be.
If no one has an opinion on the matter, I would like to go last. It would be easier for me to match someone else's steps than to walk without a lead.
Lou surveys the bridges nervously as he wrings his hands together.
I think I could go first.
Oh yeah, do it, Lou. I believe in you. Margaret gives him a weak smile of appreciation. With the order decided, we carefully start to make our way across. First, Lou tentatively steps onto the narrow bridge. A few seconds later, I follow after him, and after a pause behind me, Margaret also starts going across. As we inch our way across, something strange starts to happen. I notice the bridge start to bend down to the right. I suddenly realize that the weight of all of us is stressing the support beams. The others have noticed as well, as sounds of alarm resound from both in front of me and behind. I speak in a hushed whisper, trying to remain calm.
We need to focus on keeping ourselves centered. We can't let the bridge tilt.
I think over our predicament. I can't leave Margaret behind. There's nowhere for her to go with no other source of light nearby. Luke could try going by himself while we keep still. We aren't close enough to the guide for Lou to remain in light completely. However, with only him moving, hopefully the bridge will remain stable enough for him to cross it quickly. With him safe on the other side, we will have an easier time keeping the bridge from bending again. I can't be sure if it's worth the risk though. These concerns may be a knee-jerk overreaction to seeing a sign of danger. If all of us go slowly, it's possible we could still cross together. Say nothing.
I don't want to stay here. What if it breaks?
I don't
Yes, we need to move forward. If someone notices the bridge bending at all, they need to slow and tell the rest of us.
I'm gonna clean my glasses. Hold on. Oh, fuck. Okay, now I have to read something. As soon as I say that I'm gonna clean my glasses, it makes me have to read something. Give me a second, okay? I actually found my glass cleaning cloth in my room. I'm happy about that. Ah. I can see clearly now, the rain is gone. Both of them nod, and so we begin inching our way forward. I focus my thoughts on putting one foot in front of the other, keeping my balance in check as I try to remain centered. Despite our best efforts, however, the bridge begins to tilt sideways once more. We can't stay in sync with one another, causing the front bridge to bend down to the left while the back twists to the right. Oh.
Stop! We need to rebalance.
All of us moving our positions at once only further contorts the bridge. It begins to rock dangerously back and forth. I start to struggle to remain on my feet, let alone be perfectly centered. It isn't me alone. The lot of us struggle to keep from toppling over as the bridge waves from side to side. I hear a high-pitched yelp from behind me. I turn my head and see that Margaret is slipping. Oh! Margaret is slipping! She shuffles haphazardly on her feet and draws dangerously close to the edge. I reach a hand out to her, as futile as it is. She has already lost her balance and topples over the side of the bridge completely. Oh no.
Margaret!
Oh god. Not again. I shout desperately, but my voice can't help. She struggles just below the surface of the thick water until the monsters make their way to her. She never resurfaces. There's not so much as a bubble coming up from the lake. The bridge slowly creaks back into place, sloshing as it settles into its original position, as if nothing happened. Oh god. An eerie stillness overtakes the area as I stare, mouth trembling, at the place my companion was lost. I'm overwhelmed with feelings. My eyes filled to the brim with tears. Why? Why did this have to happen? Before I have any time to grieve, the guide's voice rings out on a wind from across the bridge.
You cannot stay there. You must keep going.
I count my breaths in an attempt to calm myself. As long as I stand here, Lou can't move.
I'm going to start walking again.
I will too.
Lou speaks very softly. Now with only 2 sets of feet instead of 3, it is not as difficult a journey to make. The mere idea of one of us being missing pains me to my core. Eventually we make it to the other side of the narrow bridge, and the remaining 3 of us stand together quietly as we process what happened. I place my free hand over my face to cover my eyes as I begin to weep. Not all of us made it. No matter how many times I state it in my head, I'm not able to make myself accept it. We were all here just a moment ago, and yet now, how could this have happened?
Forget what you saw. As of right now, nothing matters except for the fact that we have yet to reach the shore. Morning will arrive soon. We must continue.
Man, my throat is getting dry. I hope I'm not getting sick, like, the day before finals. God fucking damn it. I can understand the words. I need to keep myself together until I reach the shore. And yet it seems impossible to actually do. Everyone is being lost. One by one. I can't take it. The guide taps the base of his staff into the boards, not allowing me to become lost in my sorrow. Lou shuffles towards the guide, but he doesn't make it very far before he runs out of light for my lantern to remain in. I manage to make myself take a step forward. My stomach twists as we simply have to move past the death of another person for the second time. It's so cruel. Margaret was so bright, so thoughtful, even with her teasing remarks. She had so much to offer, and it was all lost in a moment. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. Hey, no need to apologize to me, okay? After hours of navigating the web of bridges, the faint silhouette of the shore creeps into view. Should I have taken a... I didn't take a screenshot of that. I didn't take a screenshot of Margaret's death. Oh god! I'm an idiot. Okay. You know what? We'll load it again. Yes. And now we can just skip. Say nothing. Scrap. Sorry,
I don't
nothing.
want to stay here.
Yes.
Yeah. I can't believe I didn't. I mean, I think it might just be the same image of her death from, like, the first playthrough, but I'm not sure. I don't know. I'm doing it anyways. It's like I go back just for this. I'm like, I'm sorry, okay?
Margaret!
Yeah. Okay. Margaret, no! Oh no, not Margaret! Not the sassy black woman. Or British dark skin. I don't give a shit anymore. Catchy. Okay, now we can skip. After hours of navigating the web of bridges, the faint silhouette of the shore creeps into view. It seems unbelievable that the end is in sight. Even that wisp of hope does little to ease the ache inside of me. I still feel hollow inside. Those of us remaining continue in the direction of the shore, and the darkness around us begins to break. A seed of worry sprouts inside me. Will we make it? The guide ahead seems to have no sign of concern on his face. I hold on to the hope that we will be able to make it through. ... I didn't notice that. We near the very end of the bridges. I can smell the trees and the earth, and even through the fog I can almost count the remaining bridges between us and land. Oh god. But between the end and us, a prowler appears. Lou doesn't seem surprised, as though he had expected not to make it without further issue or even at all. I eye the monster intently. It makes no move to leave us, so I turn to the guide instead.
Here, take my lantern. Once it's scared off, we'll make our way to the shore. It shouldn't be an issue with it so close by.
The guide says nothing, however, he extends his hand to accept my offer. I feel my body tense for a moment before relinquishing my light to the guide. It's not much farther. I'm sure we can make it. The guide slowly steps ahead. He and the creature brace for confrontation. Lou and I stay close enough to the guide's back to keep from being left behind in the darkness.
Be ready to run. Don't get left behind.
He then darts forward and launches the light directly at the prowler. It makes a snarling hiss as it retreats defeated back into the black waters. None of us waste even a second looking back. We push forward. I race across the bridges, desperately trying to keep the guide's light-edged figure in clear sight. As I run as fast as I can possibly manage without slipping on the boards. We run across the entire way, spurred on by the shoreline rapidly approaching. Miraculously, I feel my feet plunge into dirt. I stumble forwards, nearly collapsing onto the ground while trying to catch my breath. It feels as though I've come out of a long dream. We made it. Lud stares hard at the dirt beneath him. I cannot place what it is that he might be feeling, though I barely know how I feel right now. I rest there quietly for a few moments, taking time to allow my breathing and emotions to settle down. Finally, I look up from my excuse me, there's indigestion going on right now. Finally, I look up from my lap and see Lou standing away from me. His gaze is empty as he stares out into the thick fog veiling the lake. As though he realized I was staring, Lou suddenly twists his view back. We look at one another for a time. I can only guess what he may be thinking. No words need to be exchanged between us. I'm glad for it, because I'm not sure I would be able to speak even if I needed to. My foot's falling asleep. ... The sound of sloshing and wood lurching captures our attention as the bridges begin to sink. In a few minutes, only the lonely dock is left. With that, the guide walks towards me.
It is time to leave this place. There is nothing left for you here.
Upon being addressed by him, I rise to my feet. He has a calm look on his face, as though there is force behind his sincerity. Serenity. Sorry, sincerity. Fuck. I open my mouth in an attempt to speak. However, I quickly realize I have little idea of what to say. Do I thank him for this? Should I give him my trust? Was our survival because of him or despite him? Even now I cannot know for certain. And then the fog is removed from my thoughts. After everything that has happened, it becomes clear. I harden my face to match his serious disposition. There is something he is certainly right of. This lake is a place to linger. Going round and round in circles will never help. We cannot submit our lives or our minds to Sinlos. For better or for ill, there is only one person who can help those once they are within its grasp, the guide. If he were removed, the place would be no safer. What I must do, if I truly want to defend others, is keep them from coming here at all. When I return to my village, I intend to make that information acutely known to our elder. For that to happen, we must leave.
Goodbye.
Okay. His eyes narrow as he looks over me. I begin to feel uncomfortable under his scrutiny, but for a moment I could swear I noticed him smiling slightly. That's a creepy smile. However, it could easily be a trick of the morning sun. I look away to face Lou, not wanting to get caught up in this any longer. He catches my eyes on him and looks back. Lou opens his mouth, however, no words come out, so he closes it again. The two of us stare each other down awkwardly. After another brief moment, he gives me a shaky smile.
Goodbye. And, thank you.
He backs away from me slowly at first, studying my face deeply one last time before turning around completely and darting into the forest. I feel so caught off guard by the action that by the time I recover, he's already gone. I recognize that he probably needs some time alone to process what happened. He's safe, he's alive, that is all that matters. But he won't be alive for long. Despite the firmness I so intently tried to have. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm being weird, I guess. That's a thing. Oh my god, guys, I'm so quirky. Anyways, despite the firmness I so intently tried to have, my heart starts to waver. Bemele, Margaret, they're both still here. Oh, girl, don't cry. I mean, you can cry. Actually, please cry. I need some drama. If she's not crying, then I'm gonna cry. So channel those emotions through. I'm gonna channel my emotions through Kika. Yes. That's how it works. I wish to give them a proper farewell. I want to do something. My eyes begin to water and I almost turn back around. No, it is done. I need to remember that. They would never want me to ascribe their lives to Sinlos. Nothing would disgrace their memory more. I will keep them in my thoughts without allowing the lake to poison me. Oh, wait. Fuck, was that another image that I didn't do? God fucking damn it! Oh, whatever. I'm sure I'll see it again. With my steadfastness truly regained, I march into the light with no hesitation. Oh, never mind. Whatever, it doesn't really matter. With a solemn heart, I at last arrived at Hemmer. They were grateful to see me, for it was a desperate situation indeed. The urgency meant that my mind was occupied with other matters. I worked tirelessly to aid Hemmer's own guards in forcing back the brigadiers. But during the moments of calm and when the sun went down, I remember the lake. The villagers were alarmed when I arrived on my own, but it did not take them long to guess what must have happened to Bemele. Having to recount the terrible story was almost more than I could endure. Yet I know that it will be even worse when I must tell my fellow guards back home. They deserve to hear the truth from me, regardless of how I feel. When receiving my payment, when receiving a payments for his services, the guide must give a report of all of those who both succeeded and failed to cross the lake. The name and fate of Margaret soon became known in Hemmer. I added that she was an intelligent, thoughtful person and urged them to show respect for her passing. I hope that one day I will have the opportunity to go to her hometown and give my own proper respects. Lou never reappeared after walking away that morning. I do not know where he has gone, but wherever he went, I pray that he will live a safe and wonderful life. No, he won't. Perhaps someday we will meet once more. Probably not, because he was sentenced to death. I have not heard nor seen the guide since then. He will remain obscured in that realm of fog and fear, a mysterious light off in the distance that is ever out of reach of the real world. I worry about when I must return home to my usual life. It will be difficult to continue as things were before. One thing I know for certain is that my village elder must be told that no one is to cross Sinless again. I have already told the Hemmer leaders the same. Not a single more person should have to experience what we did. Its darkness will remain with me for the rest of my days. Though so much was lost, I tried to believe that our lessons will keep others from suffering the same way, and, in the end, something will be gained. Achievement unlocked! Pain! Wee! Oh boy. Oh boy. Haha! Oh boy! Anyways. We can also do... Ah, shit. God fucking damn it. Okay, now I'm looking further even more in the guide, and apparently I have to load save file 1! And I deleted that save file! So I'm gonna have to do that all over again. But... We have enough time for one more thing. And that would be to load save file 8. This one. And... perhaps you should take a full dose. Margaret sighs in annoyance, but concedes to my suggestion.
He might as well. Since he needs to stand on his own 2 feet, we have to make certain he won't suddenly keel over.
The guide stops in front of us. The view is obscured from my vantage point, but I realize that he puts a hand in his pocket and pulls out the vial. He brings it to his lips and swallows the rest of what's inside. He then calmly tucks the empty bottle inside of his cloak. Without another word, he continues on his path. It is unusual for him to take suggestions so easily. The pain must have truly been a hindrance. We all continue our journey in silence. I watch the guide from behind and notice that slowly but surely his steps are improving. His limp becomes less and less noticeable. I feel a small wave of relief wash over me. Yeah, we can skip this. He smoothly glides across the bridge in the center until his effortless walk brings him to where the boards widen again. Now is our turn. Say nothing.
I don't want to stay here. What if it breaks?
Yes, we need to move forward.
Okay. A seed of worry sprouts inside me. Will we make it? The guide ahead seems to have no sign of concern in his face. He's calmer than I have ever seen him. I hold on to the hope that we will be able to make it through. The sky above becomes tinged with red as we head down a long stretch of boards. We walk further and further into the mist before what comes into view halts my steps. A dead end. Oh no. I gasped at the sight. Why? It's sunk! Why? Why did this bridge have to fall now? The shore is there. I see it right in front of my eyes. Lou's mouth hangs open, completely dumbfounded over the sight.
Is there any other path?
Ask urgently, making an effort to keep myself from sounding too panicked. The guide doesn't respond or even turn to face me. He just keeps staring ahead at the end of the pathway.
Guide? Our way has been taken from us. We need to find another bridge before the sun rises. Listen to me.
Finally, the guide stirs from my harsh calls. He speaks in a distant sort of way, as if he were in a trance.
This bridge didn't sink. It was never the path to the shore. And yet here we are.
What?
What?
Same here, what?
I took the wrong way. We can't reach the shore.
You took the wrong way! Bitch! What am I paying you for?
I wonder, how much of this was a mistake?
Lou stands still with an icy expression. This cannot be happening. It can't! He took us the wrong way, and he did it intentionally? The medicine, it robbed him of logic. Or perhaps it was his will that was lost. If he had taken less, would this not have happened? Or was it over as soon as I left him to the Nixie while on the shore? My mind begins to race with a million other questions, but I snap myself out of it. There is only one pressing matter to attend to at this moment in time. I forcefully grab the guide by his shoulder and make him turn towards us.
You need to show us the correct bridge or else we're going to die.
He brushes my hand off of him, dropping his staff to the side in the process. I grab his wrist and try to pull him forward. He remains solidly planted on the bridge, with more strength than I anticipated given his hazy state. I tighten my grip, intending to make him move this time. However, he speaks before I can.
I have done all that I can. Do what you will.
My hands slip from the guide at those words. I look at him, utterly baffled. We did not understand him, not in any way. I feel backed into a corner as the sun rises higher. Someone touches my forearm. Lou is looking up at me with a severe expression on his face.
We need to leave, now. The guide, he isn't going to the shore this time.
Is Lou actually suggesting we leave the guide behind to die? The bridge begins to violently quake below us. Lou pulls at my arm, urging me to follow him. I swallow hard. This is foolish. There isn't enough time for any of us to make it. He is aware of that. I quickly grab Lou's hand and we start to race across the boards. Not too much progress is made before the shaking morphs into an urgent shuddering and sinking. Despite the bridge starting to disappear now, we keep running until there's no more bridge left to cross. I try desperately to tread water, but my armor weighs me down in this dense fluid. Inevitably, my strength is quickly sapped away. I don't sink so much as plummet down into the lake. Oh no. The painful fighting burning in my lungs takes a few minutes to subside, then I slip into unfeeling nothingness. Oh wow. Drink. Wow, thank you for that. Achievement unlocked, drink. That's the achievement. Okay. Cool. I died. Well, that was certainly worth it, wasn't it? Well, guys, with that being said, if you guys enjoyed this episode of Lake of Voices and would like to see more of this game, then leave a like down below, leave a comment down below, share with your friends, subscribe if you haven't, ring that notification bell, and remember, die safely. Bye-bye!